right here today. Looks like it's going to be the last cut on this particular crossing right here. We like maybe about 30 feet to crossing it. We've got some 3-inch minus rock coming to put over top of this dirty shot rock. So we got rain kind of misting and threatening us. So we're going to try to get this where it ain't going to be muddy. And if it does rain a little bit, we can keep going. But you can pretty much see after overnight what kind of groundwater accumulates. We'll just dig a little hole there and scoop that out just to get us something to go on. We got everything kind of warming up, getting ready. The trucks should be on their way any minute. All right, let's see if we can't get that water. I'm just going to scoop the water out of there maybe. I don't know how solid this is going to be right here. Probably not solid at all, but take wicks on that water off that so we can get down here and kind of scoop that stuff off. It's just so much harder to do all this if you're fighting that water just running back on you the whole time. So it's easier just to kind of dig it off there, dig out a little hole and kind of scoop it out of your way. I'll use this dirt here kind of like a squeegee. Squeegee that real slick slimy stuff off the top so it ain't so slimy and want to slide around and stuff like that. Not like it right there, and pushes that water off top of it too. I don't know, it seems like it's going to be pretty soft. Let's get out here on it just a little bit more and see. I don't know, we'll give it a time or two here and see how she goes. So I'm just going to scoop out a little scoop here and try to get it to where that water will go down in that hole so I can scoop it out of the hole easier. About like this right here. When it goes down a little bit, I'll make it deeper. But I'll take it, throw the water over here, and maybe some of it will run over there, but most of it will run away. All this is so flat it doesn't drain out, so we're just getting it off of where we're working right now. We're having to dig this section out from the sides just because where we can't get on top of it really, where it's so soft it won't hold us up. So that's why he's on one side and I'm on the other. Like I say, as I go through, I'll take that dirt and keep squeegeeing it back. It'll push that water off of it. This weather's got me all froggy. If we usually have a big old section of where we got to pump out, we usually put a pump on it. We've got a couple of different size pumps that we use from time to time, but no more than what this was right here. It just doesn't make sense to set all that crap up just for it to pump for a couple minutes and then run dry and quit. So we just take the bucket, bucket it out. This seems to be holding us up better than I thought right here. Which this isn't the worst spot. Right here where I'm dumping this water seems to be the worst spot. Good thing about tinted windows is it keeps the sun out when it's real bright and it keeps the glare down. Bad thing about them is when it's cloudy, it's hard to, it's pretty dark. It looks like it's about to turn nighttime out here right now, but it's not really that dark out as it may look. That water does eventually roll out over there. It just takes its time. After today, it should roll out pretty quick because we're filling all this in. So we've about got that now. Now that it'll start um, where it's kind of built up in that rock, in these layers of rock here. You can't see it right now, but see it's kind of running in there. That's just all the water that was kind of stored up in that layer of rock right there. So after it relieves itself, we'll just keep bucking it out every little bit until we get most of it, and then we can work with a little bit of water. Let me get this stuff scooped out of here and I'll come back. All right, we got most of that water dipped out now, and we had 2 loads of 3-inch minus put on that shot right there just so it wouldn't be so muddy on them whenever the trucks are trying to come in and just tracking everything all to pieces. Try to undercut some of this right now. They're on the way with a couple more loads of this shot rock, so see if we can't get set up for them. Try to pull this bank back a little bit as I go. That way it doesn't try to cave in on us. Got a little bit wide right here in this section from where we need to be, but that's okay. We can always narrow it back up. Stuff's sticky. I'll say I'll be glad when this little section right here is done. It's really been on my nerves. I'll be glad when winter's over with. I'll tell you what, I'm in the worst mood in the winter. Especially dealing with a mess like this. Just trying to kind of eyeball the edge of the road up. I can see how it runs right around through there to right there. And every once in a while, I'll kind of just mark out a little section there. That way I know I'm staying on path. I'm going to try to leave like a little check dam right here so that water doesn't run on top of where I'm cutting here, so I can make sure I'm down to something solid, and then I'll kind of come back and take the check dam out last minute. That water kind of spreads out, and it doesn't really matter. It's all sitting underneath all that rock up through there anyways, which is kind of the purpose of it. Kind of the road kind of acts as a French drain in a sense, that water just travels through all that big huge rock. Instead of mixing up with your road base. Not sure how deep we've got to go right here. He's trying to relieve some of the water that's coming out from underneath the rock that's been stored up overnight. We've about got it all out now, though. I believe that's the bottom right there that we're looking for. Of course, with all this rain and stuff today, or it's not really raining, it's just like a misty type rain, but it makes everything so damp. The material that we're getting is going to be a little bit more wet than what I like, but it's just what we've got to deal with, and it won't get any better for a month or two, I'd say. Yeah, that's where we're at right there. Let me just let him know. Let him know that's where the level we're shooting for right there. See if we can get that groundwater to go over to his hole. A little bit easier. So once we kind of get this cleaned out here, I'll come back and take all that little ridge there I've got that's holding that water back. Just kind of want to try to scrape the bottom like that, just to kind of get your stuff out of the way. And I always kind of take my teeth. That's a little bit soft still, but I don't. That's right in the middle of where that is, so I don't think that it's going to get any better. And it's solid. It's just wet from where all this groundwater stays in it. Just cleaning this up a little bit. He needs to clean his side up. I'll get it for him. Clean that out as best I can. All right, that's got that little section now. What I wanted to kind of do is start over here and start cleaning that out. Try to hold the water back as long as you can before you get it to mixing in there. That way you know you got all your material out. So once that water gets in there, it kind of mixes up and you lose track of what's good and what's bad if the water's sitting on top of it. I always try to keep this clean back to me as best I can. You want as little as slop as you can get down in the bottom of that. It's going to have some, but that rock takes care of that. See, now you've pretty much got a little box, the dimensions of your road that you got down to something pretty solid. Get all this unsuitable material out of the way. See that right there will turn a bunch loose. But like I say, that won't matter. You're down to something hard anyways. And pretty much when you dig ponds, you get down to a level like that right there, and that water just kind of won't go through it like it does this other stuff. So it's when we build ponds, we get down to a level like that, and then compact it and all that. There's no compacting being done right here. Can't get down in there longer than a few minutes. There, you can see that groundwater coming in. That's the water that's stored underneath all that sections that we cut out yesterday. But from this point on, we'll get ahead of it now, and we won't be fighting it. All this material here, we're going to have to haul out of here. Once it dries up just a little bit, we'll use a road hauled out. And what we do is we'll take this right here and we'll squeegee this water off our section as we undercut out and stuff. Kind of just about like that right there, and it pushes the water off of the top of us so that it doesn't try to wick back on top of us. Just like that right there. And that'll slowly push that water out through there. But that's what we need right there. So now we'll start backfilling with the dirty shot through all this stuff, and then after we get about a section or two done, depending on how dry it is, we'll put another layer of that on there, that 3-inch minus. That'll let the trucks be able to come move back with us. And eventually today we've got to put in some temporary tiles that start over there about where the silt fence ends. It's got to go pretty much to where he's at. They're just temporary because we've got big ones to put in there, but I don't want to put them in there and us hauling rock over them and stuff like that until I see that this is going to hold up good, and I don't want to ruin the tiles. I mean, I don't want to ruin a $2,000 tile, several of them, to see how this is going to work. So I'll come back whenever they're actually bringing us some rock right now. So I'll show you how we start backfilling this. Alrighty. Now we're back to filling in here. We've got another truck coming right on top of us. I had to jump out as the truck driver was pulling off. I saw he had some pieces of riprap hung between his tires, and I had to jump out there and get them out of them real quick for him, because they send that down the road, it may fly out and go through somebody's windshield, or it may work and bust those tires and he'd have a couple blowouts, and nobody wants that. So you always got to look out for people like that. But we got them out of there and got them back took care of. We try to lay the big ones down in the bottom, of course, and build up on top of that. Versus size wise, mash it all kind of in there, and then we track over it, and then they back over it, and then keep going. They don't like to back over that stuff right there, but they will. Got my hands dirty. I'll have to go home now. buddy. Keep on coming. That'll work. Keep coming. That'll work. So first off, what we kind of do is we take these big ones like this, just like in all the other videos I've been doing here lately. We kind of place them in the bottom in kind of a pattern to get the whole bottom covered with these. This material is kind of wet today. It's more wet than what I really like, but we don't really have a choice. Ones like this right here that are really big and huge, we just kind of place them down here to make sure we've got a good covering on each one of them. And see, once you get them in there, they won't mash through that hard layer. They'll stay there. Then we take smaller ones like this and kind of fill in the gaps. I think there's another big one right here. Kind of like that. Then we just kind of start raking it out into a level. It's nice to try to kind of tamp them into place there. They will mash down in the spot anyways when you run back over them and stuff, but that lets them kind of get to where they need to be. We're basically just filling up to existing grade with this so that we can get us a little tile in for the water to pass underneath the road, and then we're going to start building up with compacted clay to the level that we need. Because like I say, it's just not economical to build this entire road up with stone. It's not in the budget anyway. Sticky stuff today. He should be able to come down here and blade that off whenever he gets done up there. We'll have another load to go. Just like that. We'll come back for some more here in a minute. Always kind of pat it down like that a little bit before he kind of runs on it with the dozer. That way it ain't so hard on everything. Kind of knocks those big chunks, down in all the smaller stuff, so it doesn't beat the tracks up so bad. Plus, you don't want one rolling up in your undercarriage and getting caught up in the rollers and the chain and all. I guess I'll go ahead this side down. He's kind of in a real soft spot over there on his side and can't really move a whole lot. So I'll come over here and get this mess knocked down for him. Some of these big ones here off the side. That way we don't have to dig through so many of them. There we go. Now maybe we'll get us another one here in a couple of minutes. I called to see if they could bring some extra trucks. We could actually take them since we've got kind of lined up here and got more time. We've got 2 track hoes working on this one little area here. I think we can handle a few more trucks at a time if they've got them. Just like that. See, now we don't have very much water at all that we're having to fight now, so that's good. We'll get this section mostly filled in right here, maybe to about this point right in here, and then we'll do another undercut about 10 feet back or so, 15 feet. That way we're only exposing what we need to fix or fill up, and allows that water to not come in on us so hard.